These horsemen ride with the fist down inside, with heads like thunder, the rock of your pride. We'll have no mercy for big, far and wide.
What up, Whiskey Chase fam? How we doing today? Hope all is well in the world with everybody who is watching this video. Seriously, if you're watching this video, absolutely love you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Headed out from the brewery. I feel like it's been a while since I've talked to everybody. I know it hasn't. It's only been a week. I do my standard video a week. My last couple of videos actually recorded pretty close together. Because of that, it gives me kind of a little bit of a longer gap. We had a whole lot going on last week with CBC and all that. I ended up working about 50 hours, 6 days last week. Now, you know, that was my own kind of fault because I definitely overscheduled myself. I just tried to get my content done, and so that I could kind of focus on work. And because of that, I just feel like it's been a while. But hey, we're here, we're ready to go. Continuing to make videos. This week I am going to the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival Festival, which is going to be in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. It's going to be an absolute blast. This is a motorcycle rally. It is a music festival. There is, I think, 3 different stages. It's going to be fun, dude. I'm ready for this. We're going to be out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Going to have some people coming out, meeting us. It's going to be a blast. I've looked up this festival before. The content on this whole thing is not really all that amazing. Like, it's good. It's just like, I really kind of want to show what it's like to be there from the perspective of somebody who is an outsider, who hasn't been there, who maybe is thinking about going, and because that's how I am with a lot of this stuff. So I'm really, really hoping to get good content. I'm really hoping that content does well, because it seems like, I'm not sure if it's just me or if it's, you know, in general kind of motorcycle content with YouTube, but it seems like stuff is really being suppressed, and I'm not quite sure what is going on. You know, motorcycle vlogs seem to be not doing as well. I want to see my friends succeed. It's very important to me to see that, and it seems like a lot of the people that I've been watching have not been suffering necessarily, but I've been seeing their numbers and I've been watching my numbers, and YouTube seems to have it out for motorcycle vloggers for some reason. I do this because it's a fun hobby. I love doing it. I would do it for free. I did it for free for a long time, but you know, having the ability to make a little bit of money, put some gas in your tank, fund your travels to these rallies, like the TMMR tickets that I bought. I saved up a lot of my YouTube money to pay for those tickets. At the end of the day, it's, you know, I don't really feel like a lot of people do this for money, because we don't really make a lot. Like, I, you know, average anywhere from 75 to 125 bucks a month. And that's if I'm like killing it. But the whole point I guess I'm trying to make is, like, I made this video last week and I thought it was going to do really well. I thought it was enticing. It was short, which is always great because YouTube is pushing short content. YouTube shorts are the way to go for the future. Instagram just has their Reels, which is a short format. It just seems to be the way things are these days. So I made this shorter video that I thought was funny. It got really positive feedback from everybody who did watch it. It didn't perform very well. It didn't get the views I thought it was going to. You know, it might just be the way that it was for the time of the week or the time of, you know, the month or the year or whatever. And I understand that. I'm not really like upset that video didn't do well. I am kind of upset that a lot of people didn't get to see it because I thought it was hilarious. And if you didn't get to see it, I think you should go watch it. It was just surprising to me that it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. And the last couple of videos I've had, I've also watched the analytics, and I don't really know if YouTube is suppressing these types of videos, but it seems like something is up. I kind of feel like I did this video before too. Like I had one where I was talking about how YouTube is just coming for content, especially with, you know, people who are making a little bit more outlandish stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. YouTube, if you're watching this, please don't suppress my content. I would really like it to have that go out to people, because that's how we grow. That's how we make cool things happen. It's starting to rain on me, man. It was so nice all day, all freaking day. I was watching outside and it was beautiful, but then I looked at the weather about an hour before I left the brewery and it was like, oh yeah, you're good, don't worry about it, it's not gonna rain. And now it's starting to sprinkle on me, of course. Whatever, you know what, I'm not gonna focus on that anymore. I'm gonna focus on making good content, and even if I don't get any money off of it, even if I don't get any views, I'm still gonna make good content. I'm still gonna do the best I can, because I really feel like the people who actually watch this channel are true, loyal believers in me, in my content, in the way that I like to do things, regardless of whether or not it gets views. I don't care. There are people who like this stuff, and I get good feedback from it, so to hell with everybody else. I'm here for you guys. That's it. Somebody I am especially here for is going to be my Patreon member of the week this week, who is going to be my boy Kenny Quest. If you guys are not subscribed to Kenny Quest, go right now, pause this video, subscribe to my boy down in Orlando. He is a fantastic moto vlogger. He makes really good content, very well thought out stuff. I really like Kenny's stuff a lot. He started out doing a lot of stuff very much like a newscaster, which I thought was hilarious. And he still does a lot of that kind of stuff, but he's so good at what he does. He gives really thorough, in-depth reviews of a lot of stuff, and he is able to get himself out there and just make really good quality content. Kenny, I appreciate you, brother, for being this week's Patreon member of the week. Like I said before, if you are not subscribed to him, please do me a favor. Go subscribe to my friend Kenny Quest. Get him some content views, because if YouTube is suppressing our shit, we need all the help we can get, man. I'll tell you what, I was going to ride around for a little bit, and I was going to talk a little bit more, but I'm really not trusting the way all of this is looking right now. I actually have to get home anyway and start packing, because I'm leaving on Thursday for TMMR. We're going to be camping out there for a couple of days, and I want to make sure that I have everything set up and ready to go, because it's going to be one of the longer camping trips I have, and I've never been there, so I don't really know if I'll have the ability to go out to a local spot and like get stuff. It's starting to come down on me right now. Holy crap! Ah! I can see it up there. It's even worse. Man, come on! Ah! What a bunch of bullshit. Alright, see you at home.
Look at that, man. As soon as I get home, nice and bright and sunny outside. It's a bunch of crap. Alright. Now that we're done with that BS, let's get to talking about what you can use on your trip if you're going to be doing a weekend type, pack out or anything like that. First and foremost, this is not supposed to be a recommendation for people who already know what they're doing. Obviously, if you have your own pack out and it works for you, that's great. That's wonderful. This is what I typically do whenever I'm getting ready for a long weekend like this, and I'm going to be going and having multiple days of no power, no electricity access or anything like that. And also I need to be able to house myself and house my things, and I'm going to be getting there on my motorcycle. And first and foremost, obviously, is a tent. This is just a cheap tent. I've had it forever. You've seen it on the channel before. Rolls up really, really well, is nice and contained. There you go, that's a tent. Next thing I look for is what I'm gonna be sleeping with. So I have this, which is a pillow. Rolls up pretty nicely. And I also have a air mattress that is a foot pump air mattress. You don't have to worry about having a air pump to push this thing to make it bigger, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All you need is just your hand or your foot. You just pump down on it. Then I'm gonna need some things like thermals that I usually check the weather to see if I actually need these, but most of the time I bring them with me anyway, just because you never know what's gonna happen, if it's gonna be cold at night, if it's gonna be a really cold day traveling or anything like that. I have a toolkit that is just like a basic toolkit. It has a couple of wrenches, it has just some everyday kind of stuff. It has a screwdriver, but I also usually throw in just a generic screwdriver set so that I have those with some Allen key type bits and some other stuff. I typically throw this camp chair on there. I don't really know why I keep throwing this camp chair on there because I almost never use it. I guess it's kind of like a thing of I'd rather have it and not need it. I don't know, I might stop taking this. Biggest thing of all is all of the electronics. So as a motovlogger, as somebody who is going to be recording this trip and all trips from wherever, I need to be able to take enough adequate power with me, and I need to be able to take enough memory with me. I have this waterproof container here that holds all of my SD cards, micro SD, regular SD, stuff like that. It has a rubber gasket on it that holds out the water pretty well. I like this a lot. Mike Branch, Mr. Uncle Bo Geeter himself, actually got one of these after I showed it to him, and I think it works really, really well. So I always throw that in there. And then I also have all of my batteries and chargers and everything like that. This one is really, really big, which I like a lot. It powers mostly everything for an entire weekend, but I also have a backup. And then somewhere around here, I have another backup that I'm gonna be taking with me as well. And my Cena, which I will throw on the charger as well. Water is the worst enemy of something like that. So I typically have something like this, which is a waterproof case. This was originally intended for a GoPro, pressure sealed. So it does actually have the pressure release valve right here on the front. There you go. I also have like my real big bad boy charger here that is a battery jumper. I like to have these just in case you end up in the middle of freaking nowhere. I don't have the sissy bar on the Dyna quite yet. I do have my sissy bar backpack, which a lot of you have seen from my review video of it. It's fantastic, it's huge, it holds a lot. What's really nice is whenever I go on these trips with Parker, she has a sissy bar that I can use that backpack on, and then I can use a regular backpack. This came with my saddlebags for the Bolt. I think it's the Hurricane bags. They're just, you know, inserts that slide right in, and then they have handles, and then you can kind of like throw whatever you need to. What I will do is I'll put all of my clothing in one, and I'll put them inside of a weatherproof bag. I mean, you can use like a gallon-sized baggie for your kitchen or anything like that, but what I did was I got these weatherproof bags that you just put all your stuff in and you roll the air out, and so that way it kind of shrinks and condenses everything. Usually, whenever you're going on a trip like this, you don't need to worry too much about clothing. I take enough shirts, enough socks, and enough underwear for emergencies, just in case something happens. Taking extra socks and undies, it doesn't really take up that much space. You're gonna be dirty and gross the entire time you're there anyway, and then when you get back, you just throw them all in the washer and dryer, so whatever. One of these will hold all of my clothes, and then the other one have all of my electronics, and then I'll put the rain proof, not the rain proof, but the rain resistant shell over the bags, so hopefully that'll keep everything safe. Yeah, that's usually about it. The bags that I got for the Dyna actually have molly strapping on the outside of them, which is great, because what I can do is I can take these elastic hook things, hook them to one side, wrap them around whatever it is I need to, and that way I'll be able to take stuff on top or on the side of the bags. I won't have to worry about taking up space inside of the bag. I have my blanket that I will typically strap to my handlebars. I have actually taken this and I've taken the tent before and I put this on the back seat of the Dyna. That's how I came back from rally at the shop. So the final thing that I would say you definitely get if you're going to be doing a trip like this, have a couple of tools, have some hand tools, have a small ratchet with an extension and a couple of sockets, just regular sockets, like an 8, a 10, a 12, a 14, stuff like that. I really recommend getting a battery jumper because you just never know when that battery is going to give out. It just really sucks having to deal with that. And then another thing that you definitely don't want to be stranded on the side of the road with is no gas. So I have this little fuel bottle. This is 20 ounces, almost 600 milliliters worth of gas. I do know that it will get me far enough to get to a gas station. And the very first time I went on a trip on my Dyna, I forgot to strap this to the side of the saddlebag and I regretted it. I barely made it to the gas station. Literally was putting in there. So definitely recommend getting one of these and just finding a place to strap it somewhere. So there you go. That was a quick rundown of all of the stuff that I have for my camping trips. This is kind of like the process that I go through whenever I get ready for one of these trips. It took me all the way to Texas, took me to Tennessee, took me to Florida, took me to Ohio. This has taken me all over the country. I'm not saying it's foolproof, but you know what? It works for me. And that's just kind of one of the things that you got to work out for yourself. The little things like sunglasses, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, chapstick, just little things like that I'll throw either in my vest, in my fanny pack. So I'm gonna put all of this stuff where it needs to be and get it out on the bike. Let's see how it fits. All right, so as we can see, I have most of the stuff fit inside of all of my bags and everything like that. So what I did, oh hi kitty, what are you doing? Hello, pretty. Inside of here is gonna be all my electronics and everything. I went ahead and threw the weather resistant thing over this so that you can see, but I'll pull that off and all my stuff is in there ready to go. I like to put all of my things that I'm going to be using a lot of, such as batteries and battery packs and charging cables and everything like that, on this side so that's easy access. I have this strapped to the back, that's the chair and the tent. Doesn't obscure my taillights or anything, so just in case something happens, it wasn't me. Mattress, and I can't remember what else is in there. It's, oh yeah, my clothes, everything like that. Fuel bottle is on the side, and that is secured right on the front. I do have my fan. The fan also acts as a battery charger, which I think is really cool. Don't really use it all that much because it's more power being taken away from the fan in the middle of the night, but it is great in a pinch, just in case. I also have my pillow right there, which I'll be putting in a backpack. Like I said, typically I wouldn't be using a backpack, but since I don't have a sissy bar right now on the Dyna, I'm just going to be using that. However, once I do get a sissy bar on the Dyna, I'm going to put the sissy bar backpack on there and I'll have plenty of space for way more activities. So there you go. It's pretty set up and ready to go. This is road trip ready, man. I could literally go just about anywhere for an entire weekend just like this, as long as I have enough battery, enough charging cables, blah blah blah, and I could record while I was doing it. Speaking of, I'm gonna go plug this camera in just so I can have as much juice as possible for this entire weekend. It's gonna be a very long one, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and all the way till Sunday. I'm really hoping that I have enough to be able to last the entire time, and I'm really hoping that I can make a good video, and I'm really hoping that YouTube doesn't suppress the fact that it's motorcycle content. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel, recommend it to your friends, like the video, all that kind of stuff, because all that does is just prove to YouTube that they can suppress us all they want. It doesn't matter. We're still here. We're still going to make great content. I hope that you guys go and follow all of my friends that I have recommended
down below. I hope that you guys go and follow the Patreon member of the week, Kenny Quest. That guy is awesome. You should definitely go follow him and make sure that you subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel. Check out the links down below. I really appreciate everybody. Ooh, also, I've been doing Twitch on Monday nights, kind of regularly, but kind of sporadically. It's kind of just when I remember to do it. So if you like that, I've been on there and doing stuff and playing some video games, and I don't know, just kind of having fun with it. I'm still trying to figure it out. Hey, you know, it's another platform and it's not owned by Google yet, so it's not being suppressed quite yet. Thank you guys for joining me today. Really appreciate you. We'll see you this weekend at the Tennessee Motorcycle and Music Revival Festival. Find me if you're there. Give me a high five. Let's drink a beer or a shot of whiskey or something like that. Love you. See you later.